hot as hell out here, man. I don't know if I should work out or not. I like the attention that women give me, man, when I'm lean. Shit. I'm leaning the F out right now. Them birds ate that bread. Yeah, they came along and ate it. Yeah, bread don't last very long on the ground. Oh, it's gonna be a cooker today, man. Oh, it's gonna be hot, bro. It's hot right now. It's about to be in the 90s today, bro. I'm not sure if I should work out right now. I try to work out in the shade. How about that? Because right now I'm feeling stronger. I'm leaning out. And yeah, man. You feel me? Time to get a rock star first, though. Oh, man. I am leaning the F out, bro. You know. Shit. We gotta get a rock star in this bitch. You feel me?
Hello.
Hello.
That be all?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. You too.
हाँ जी ये आया था शीतल के था मैं क्या देख ला ना जाते ही बागा सीता
Okay, let's get this workout started. So I'm leaning the fuck out, man. I'm pretty happy with my results. My stomach is getting leaner. You feel me? You know, my six pack is coming in. You know what I'm saying? It's not 100% there, but I can say I'm only a couple of weeks away. If I'm staying persistent enough, I'll get it lean like I had it, like about 4 or 5 years ago. You feel me? You know. Get off me, bug. Them goddamn bugs. They bad in the summertime. What's up with it, Money Hunter? Yeah, man. Trying to get this bread, man. You feel me, man? You feel me, man? Hell yeah, man. All kinds of man. You know. Eat Ice Spice from the back. Hell yeah, I would eat Ice Spice from the back. I mean, would you? It just seems like everything tastes good about her. Everything tastes good on Ice Spice, boy. Eat that from the back. Can't drink Rockstar, too much sugar. Yeah, I know, but I need it for my workout, man. I'm about to beast out right now in the shade because it's too hot to like work out in the sun. So all I can do is do push-ups and stuff and do some sit-ups. I probably won't do a whole lot of cardio today. Well, maybe I'll do some cardio or something, but I'm just working on, you know, getting leaner. I was supposed to do some sprints today, man. But I can't run in this sun, man. It's too goddamn hot. So we're gonna do some push-ups and stuff, man. And some sit-ups. Sorry, excuse me, I'm burping. Oh man. It's just, man, I'm just obsessed with burning some of this fat off my body. And it's working, man. Just being that persistent motherfucker, bro. That's what it's all about, man. Being that persistent motherfucker. That's what gets the job done. You feel what I'm saying? That's what gets the job done. Being persistent. We could work out in the shade, but not in the sun, man. That's too hot. Man, can you believe I showed you motherfuckers that alien activity out there or whatever that was moving around last night? That's been going on for months, bro. I noticed it like a year ago, though. And I never said nothing about it. I just let it be. There was another guy that saw it with me too, man. Because I pointed it out to him. And he looked at it and he was like, oh yeah, that shit don't look like us, man. And some people say, oh, it's a drone. Nah, I don't think it's a drone, bro. With that type of technology, nah. Where the lights just disappear and then reappear again. There was in a triangular formation, right? There was in a triangular formation, and the lights kept getting brighter, and then it'll dim, and then they'll get bright again. I'm like, what the hell's going on up in them hills, man? I saw that last year, bro. I'm telling you, I noticed it like a year ago. See, motherfuckers, they don't peep, you know. Everybody down here working, they're not paying attention to the lights. But me, I'm always looking into the sky and shit. And I'm always looking into the hills. So I don't work, so I got enough time to look at stuff. But, you know, when I saw those objects moving up there, man, I said, oh shit. I even made a video about it a year ago on this channel. I left it alone after a while, though, kind of forgot about it. But last night, man, and plus I had a little bit of alcohol in me, man. But, you know, that 3-eye Atlas thing that's heading this way, That kind of spooked me a little bit. And then I saw that up in the hills. I was like, man, we are not alone. Call the cops. I called the cops, but I called 911, bro. And I swear, bro, they showed up. And it was like, God damn, motherfucker, are you on some medication or something? I'm like, no, I'm not on no medication, bro. Have you heard about 3i Atlas? It's on its way right here, right now. Look it up. You know, the government, they're trying to downplay everything because they're trying to keep it on the down, though. Because they know they got some of that alien technology behind the scenes, you feel me? And they know what's really going down, man. And what can I say, bro? We're not the only ones in the universe, man. There's other life forms out there, you know. They said it's a huge, like object the size of Manhattan. Ooh, that's huge, bro. And it's moving that fast, though. It's moving at 130,000 miles per hour, bro. Man, ain't that something? I'm like, God damn. Something that massive, moving that fast, that's already breaking the laws of physics right there. How is it that big and is moving that fast? It's similar to Oumuamua. That object, remember that? Remember that object? The cigar-shaped object that was in our solar system and it disappeared and then it came back? Man, that's some crazy stuff, bro. I just hope that when 3i Atlas get here in November, hope they're friendly, bro. You better hope so for our sake, bro. Because with that type of technology, man, we are not going to win that fight. The technology that they got, we're not going to win that fight. We're going to lose. I say get the nukes ready, man. Start launching nukes at the motherfuckers, bro. And that's the most powerful weapons we got. Is nukes. Nuclear bombs. But I doubt that there's a fucking war and shit, man. And like, bro, like, let me tell you something. If there was an invasion, it would be way more than one ship. You feel what I'm saying? It would be dozens of smaller ships. You feel what I'm saying? Heading our way. More than a dozen. Probably like 4 or 500,000. You know, way more than a dozen. 300,000 or 400,000 ships coming our way. And that's when you got, okay, we're scared. But you got just one ship just traveling through the solar system. You ain't got nothing to worry about, bro. They just right now they passing through, and they gonna pass by our planet, and that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, but it can't be just a comet because they already ruled that out. You feel me? Not a comet, so it's something else, bro. Something's controlling that object, bro. You know what I'm saying? It could be alien life on board, bro. Anyway, so I'm getting leaner. Females are looking at me a lot more. I could tell when you lose weight, man, you get a lot of attention from females, especially when you got a six-pack, man. I told you motherfuckers, man, the six-pack, you gotta have it. In a highly competitive dating market that we living in right now, you gotta be the best version of yourself. Even if you broke, you gotta at least have that six-pack, man. That turns women on, bro. I saw a female with a bunch of tattoos riding around, you know what I'm saying, on her bike with her bike crew, you know, They riding around on bike crew. She was looking at me from a distance. She kept looking at me from the outside in. Cause I done lost weight. Shit, Hellcat look good, man. Hellcat look good. You know, I can take my shirt off now. I don't have to be shamed because my stomach is lean enough. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no big old pot belly or nothing. You feel what I'm saying? But this has been like this my whole entire life, man. When I gain weight, I get no attention from females. But when I lose the weight, I get all kinds of attention, bro. When I'm at a lower body fat percentage, I get all kinds of attention, bro. I think right now I'm at like 13 or 14 body fat percentage, man. I am not at 12% right now. More like 14%. You know? All the capoeira that I do, bro, that lean you the fuck out, bro. When you throw in those circular movements, you're working your midsection. So that means you're gonna have a six-pack soon if you start doing capoeira, bro. Tell you, bro, like the spinning and stuff, that stuff is good for your midsection, bro. The spin kicks, you know, don't forget that I'm the Black Karate Kid, bro. You feel me? I'm the Black Karate Kid, bro. Bruh, throwing them fucking spinning kicks and shit all the time. I've been doing this for almost my whole entire life, though. I've been studying capoeira since I was 15. And I've been in and out of it. That's why I gain weight. When I'm not, like, working out, I gain that weight back. Because I got the chunky gene, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a curse of mine. My mother chunk up and my father chunk up. So I have to keep working out my whole entire life until the day that I die, man. If I want to look good throughout my whole entire life. You feel what I'm saying? If I want to look good my whole entire life, I got to keep working out. Because if I don't, man, I ain't going to get no attention from females, man. You know, it just brings the eye area out, though. You know, I got a good eye area. You feel me? I think so, shit. It brings the eyes out when you work out, bro. And you lose the weight. You know, when you gain weight, it takes away from your eye area, man. Somebody told me the lean max one time. And I said, okay. Because he was saying, like, oh, you got a good eye area, bro. No homo. He didn't say that, but he was saying, like, you got a good eye area. I advise you to lean max, bro. I said, what? Lean max. This is back when I was drinking beer and shit, man. You know, now I just drink straight alcohol now because there's less calories and I don't have to worry about, you know, shaking it off for like 3 or 4 days. I noticed that beer got way more calories than just straight alcohol because of all that yeast and stuff, man, that's in the beer. You know, that shit'll bloat your skin. It'll bloat your stomach. It'll bloat your chin. You'll have like triple chins and shit drinking beer all the time. So I got off that and just got on the straight alcohol. That's easier to fucking shake off in a workout. Like little tiny bottles, that's a few hundred calories. And I only drink about like 4 or 5 of those. You feel me what I'm saying? And next day I'll be out working out, shaking it off easier, man. But yeah, now I'm leaning up and I'm getting a 6-pack and I'm walking around with my shirt off. Females, they paying attention, you know. Not all of them, but some of them are paying attention, bro. Even the top tier females are looking at me, man. Because I be over there by the mall, you know, flying a sign. And some of them pretty girls, they even be looking at me shit. The ones I consider that's out of my league, they be looking at me and shit up there with the 6-pack. What? It's not 100% there. I can't say that I'm lean, but you can see that there's some muscles in the stomach forming. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you could tell that I've been working on my midsection. You know what I'm saying? But I can walk around with my shirt off with no shame, though. You feel what I'm saying? You know. But in the highly competitive dating market, man, you can't be overweight, man. That's all I got to say, bro. When it's highly competitive, man, you cannot afford to be overweight. supposed to be sprinting today, man. It's too hot to sprint. Man. You gotta work them legs, man. You can't have chicken legs. I probably might do some squats. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do some squats today. And I'll probably do some burpees. Just running in place. You gotta do something different, man. You gotta do something different. You can't do the same thing over and over again, bro. After a while, your body get used to push-ups and shit. And sure, you gotta get more creative. You know, even full range push-ups ain't really doing nothing no more. So now I gotta challenge myself to do some burpees, jump up and come down. You know, push-up position, jump back up again. You know, so that's what we got to do, man. I realize nowadays I just can't afford to be fat unless I got a lot of money. You know, you can't be lacking in all areas nowadays. Money, looks, you know, height. You can't be lacking in all areas. You lack in all areas, that's a disaster right there, man. You know, we got to look the best that we can look, man. You know, especially if you don't have any money. Like I said, if you don't have any money, you could at least have a six-pack to make up for not having money. 'Cause that's what women like the most. They like the six-pack. That's the favorite body part that these females like, bro, on the man's body. It's the six-pack. Because I remember I used to go over to the massage parlors. You know, I think it was Vallejo. I used to like drive all the way to Vallejo from my my hometown. Well, I mean, I lived there for about 12 years. And it's not really my hometown, but I just drive all the way from Walnut Creek to like Vallejo just to see this female with a tight body. Ooh, she was a Thai girl. Not it was another Thai girl, not the one I talk about, but it was this Thai girl. She was an older female. She looked like about 40, but she was like really like curvy. And she had a nice body on her. Oh, she had a stripper body on her, bro. And I used to go over there every now and then. You know, I think this was about over 10 years ago. I don't go to massage parlors now, man. It's a waste of my goddamn money, man. Nowadays, I don't go to massage parlors, but she used to open the door. The first thing she used to check is for my six-pack. She used to raise my shirt up, like, is your six-pack is there? It's still there? I was like, yeah, it's still there. She's like, come on in. I mean, she would have served me up even if I didn't have the six-pack, but, you know, that let me know that women, they like that lean stomach, bro. It drives them insane just to have a lean stomach. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to keep it, man. Because you lose it, man. These females, they're going to be looking the other way, man. You start getting man boobs and the big old pot belly, man. These women ain't going to be, man, they ain't going to be checking for you like that, man. You'll have a few that check for a pot belly. There are some women out there that like a dad bod or something like that. Yeah, they like dad bod. Some of them, very few of them do. But most of them like you lean, bro. Low percentage body fat, six-pack. Where the six-pack is showing. If there's a visible six-pack on your body, that's going to drive them insane. You feel what I'm saying? So that let me know, like, in this highly competitive dating market, bro, you can't afford to be fat. You can't afford to have a big old pot belly, even though there's only a few women that like that. You know, but you'll get more women liking six-packs than pot bellies. I tell you that much. Especially when you're trying to attract a woman in your life, man. If you ain't got no money, you can at least look the best that you can look physically. You know what I'm saying? They could be physically attracted to you. You know? Because I know it's highly competitive nowadays, you know? I know it's very highly competitive. Why you think like some of them strippers be getting paid all that money? You know, some of the male strippers that be going to like these female parties and stuff, 6-pack abs and shit, all shredded. You know what I'm saying? All the women going crazy and stuff. And that's what they like, man. You know, women like a nice physique, bro. You know, physically, they can be attracted to you, bro. You know, my ex-girlfriend, you know, even though at the time I was homeless and shit, she still took me in because I was young, cut, shredded. When we first started dating, I was shredded. I was still doing capoeira and shit, you know. But after like I got like 25, then I started chunking up, bro. It was something about that age. Yeah, the body starts to die at 25. You know, at 25, body starts to die. You start putting on weight. Your metabolism slows down. You feel me? And then it's harder to lose weight after age 25, man. And it's been going downhill ever since, man. And that's been my struggle, bro. It's my weight that contributed to my 8-year drought. Is that I don't keep the weight off. You know, I'm always up and down, up and down. That's my struggle, up and down in weight. Even my Arabic Chad friend, he was telling me, man, he was like, man, you up and down in weight all the time. Yes, you gotta stay at a certain weight. That's what I need to learn how to do, is stay at a certain weight where there's a visible 6-pack on me. You know what I'm saying? Like when you start gaining weight, you should be, I don't got no scale. So you can check your weight. So when you got the 6-pack, right? If you got the 6-pack, you can just check your weight. Okay, I need to stay around this weight right here, you know, to maintain my 6-pack. The moment I start going up, you gotta lay off the carbs, carbohydrates. You always gotta weigh yourself. See, I don't have a scale being out here on the streets like this. You feel me? If I had a scale, I could manage my weight. And the moment I start putting on weight, let's say I'm like, I got a visible 6-pack at 220, right? 220 pounds, because it's possible. I had a 6-pack at 220 when I was younger, right? So I got to stay at 220. The moment I start seeing to the 223, 24, okay, we got to lay off the carbs. We're going up in weight. We didn't gain about 4 pounds, so we got to lay off the carbohydrates. You know, we got to cut. We don't have to like cut them out completely, but at least got to cut down, you know. Stay at that weight and bring yourself back down to 220. Lose them 4 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit! When you start seeing 222 pounds, you gotta fucking like lay off the carbs. You start going up in weight, gotta lay off the carbohydrates. Cut the carbs. You know, meaning to cut them in half, man. It's okay to eat rice and stuff, man. Just don't eat a whole lot. Eat a little bit. You know, a little rice on the side with some chicken, some vegetables and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just to maintain your weight. And don't go up in weight and don't let yourself go. You know, not even if you're in a relationship or nothing like that. Nah, keep yourself in shape. See, I got into a relationship when I was younger. And that, like, caused me to fucking go up in weight big time. Gained about 30 pounds, bro. Because I got with my girlfriend and I just got lazy, man. You know? Gained about 30 disgusting pounds. 30 blubbery pounds. You know? It's okay. And it's important because, you know, it's highly competitive out here in these streets, man. Once you lose your body, that's when females stop checking for you, bro. I seen this time and time again, bro. The fattest I ever was in 2000 and was it 17 or 18? I think it was 18, 2018. I was fat, boy. And I got treated like an incel, bro. Like females didn't want to have nothing to do with me. They would like talk to me very mean, like, right? They would like avoid me at all costs. Remember I was telling you about that one female at 24 Hour Fitness? How she avoided me, walking up the stairs and shit. Like we were both coming toward the stairway and she saw me and she ran up them stairs, bro. She hurried up and got to the staircase first and ran up the stairs. I was like, ain't that a bitch? But when I lost that weight, all of a sudden her demeanor changed on me, bro. Like all of a sudden she was nicer to me. That's all I wanted, man, was some nice treatment, because I was getting treated badly when I was very overweight, because I used to like do Uber and Lyft at nighttime, and I used to eat a lot of pizza at night and shit, and I wasn't working out worth a goddamn. I was too busy trying to make that money on Uber and Lyft. Got a big old pot belly, man boobs start popping out, double chin, triple, quadruple chins, And then when I lost the weight, when I got on steroids, man, lost the weight, all of a sudden females were treating me different all of a sudden. Like that shit was like a magic pill I took or something. And all of a sudden they're treating me nice. All of a sudden I'm getting full-fledged conversations instead of just getting 1 or 2 words back. You feel what I'm saying? But man, I had a taste of inceldom. If you think I didn't, well, I did, man. I had a taste of it. Because you could be a 7, you put on 30 or 40 pounds, all of a sudden you could become a 3 or a 4. Okay? It'll bring you down to a 3 from a 7 if you put on like 30 pounds. And I did. And I remember just going into the gym trying to get back into shape, and then I ran into this steroid dealer. He sold me the steroids, and he even injected it. No homo. He even injected the steroids inside of my arm, on the first try. And man, bro, I must have went to the gym after that, like right away. And I started like working out, and I was beasting for like 3 or 4 hours. Like, goddamn, man, because it's like that. The steroids that keep you working out longer. Like, dude, like, look, one time I worked out for 5 hours. Bruh, because the steroids was, man, I see why people take that shit, bro. It make you beast out in the gym, bruh. I felt like I was 25 all over again on that shit, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I came down to a low body fat percentage. I mean, basically the steroids just ate all the fat off of my body. And I think I came down to 11% body fat. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, this shit is the shit. So I stayed on it for like a year, man. I was running cycles. I went from taking 1 shot a week to like, a shot every 3 days. I'm running a cycle and shit once every 3 days or whatever. And my arm got very hard because I kept on putting like shots in my arm and my shoulder. So I had to switch shoulders, and that got hard because I kept on putting injecting through my shoulders and stuff. And then after a while, I started injecting it into my butt. My shoulders were all used up because it gets hard. Because after a while, all the injections that you put in your shoulder, after a while, it gets hard. Then you got to switch shoulders, and then you got to, go down, inject it through your butt, and that was not that painful, but because there's a lot of meat there. You feel what I'm saying? But I was so sick and tired of the rejection, man. and I was like going through a lot of shit, like emotionally, man. You feel what I'm saying? And I didn't know what happened, right? All of a sudden, females wasn't checking for me no more. And yeah, if you don't think that weight affects your dating life, it fucking does, guys. It does. Some females, they would rather be with a guy that's shredded than a guy that's fat. Guy that's fat, man boobs popping out everywhere, they don't like that. You're less attractive like that. Big old pot belly, less attractive like that. Fat, double chins. Right now I still got a little bit of fat under my chin, but there's not a double chin. My double chin is gone. The double chin is gone now, but there's still some fat up under my chin that I'm trying to get rid of. So if I lower the body fat percentage some more, then I can get rid of that fat that's under my chin right now. So anyway, it's just adding like that feeling, bro, of not being wanted by females and just being like not looked at and not desired. That sucks, bro. You know, because I hear all these stories about these guys going over to Thailand, and they talk about how invisible they were here in the States, and when they get over there, all of a sudden they're visible and they're getting all this attention and stuff. You know, yeah, them Thai women, they want your money, they want, you know, but some guys don't even care because they say, man, some attention is better than no attention. It's better than being invisible, I tell you that much. I'll take it. You can take what you get, you know. You take what you get, right? You know, you take what you can get. You know, hey, I ain't got real crab, but I got imitation crab. I'll take that, you know. But it's like, you know, a lot of these women, they run scams on these older guys and get what they need and want from them, and then they discard the dude, man, and he's left with his feelings hurt. I thought she loved me, bro. Like, yeah, she had a younger Thai boyfriend in the archives, bro, just waiting for you to cash out. You know, they were both in on it together. You know, and once they got the restaurant from you, bro, they toss you to the side, bro. That's, you know, they ain't desperate. You know, that's kind of desperate, bro. Like, you let your girlfriend get out and have sex with these older dudes and stuff just so you can get a business, you know, and get out of poverty and shit, and use his funds, you know, use him like a stepping stool or some shit like that. You know, that's why you got to be careful when you go out there, bro. Make sure your bread is on point when you go out there, you know. That way you have a lot more options. But I don't know, man. A lot of these guys, they're in their last quarter of their life. And I will be too one day. And the loneliness kicks in, man, at that age. You got younger guys out here talking, oh, they're simping. These guys are simps. I'm like, an older poor guy that only got like 600 grand in the bank until he dies, you know, basically over there in Thailand, retired and lonely. He's gonna simp. You feel what I'm saying? The guy's gonna simp, you know. But you kind of like in a weak position when you only got like 600 grand in your pocket, man. That's not a lot of money. 600 grand is not a lot of money, bro. You can go through that with a snap of the fingers, bro. A few vacations and some cars, you know, some clothes, you know, you'll be broke. You feel what I'm saying? So you kind of in a weak position if you got only 600 grand. Now, if you got 600 million, you know, even 100 million, you're dealing with women from a position of strength. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what causes the thirstiness, man. Motherfuckers simp because they old and they're running out of money, or they're running out of life. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them guys, they go over there with a lot of savings and a pension and all that other stuff, right? A retirement check. So when they meet a young, hot, tenderoni Thai girl, She give him some of that goddamn young, hot Thai tenderoni pussy. These guys lose their fucking minds, bro. And the younger guys are like, you know, they're in like their 20s and 30s, and they're like, oh man, how could you just simp so hard, bro? Why did you let her take all that money from you, bro? You gotta understand, a lot of these guys have pensions and savings. Like I said, the guy with the 600 grand, he spent 200 grand opening up a business over there in Thailand. You know what I'm saying? Because he thought the girl really loved him and stuff, man. But turns out after she got the business up and started, and it was strong, the money was coming in, all of a sudden she discarded him like a piece of trash, bro. Like, just tossed him to the side, and then he was left with his feelings hurt, and he only had 400 grand left in his bank account. But he caught on to it before he started spending more money, because she started to change after she got the business. You see, you never ever set a woman up to where she doesn't like need you financially. You got to keep them dependent on you, bro, because that's the same thing while a business or a job don't pay you a lot. Because if they pay you a lot, you can go off and start your own thing, bro. They pay you just enough to get by, you know. They pay you, you know, but these guys go out there and they set them up and they put the business in their name, in the girl's name, bro, not in their name. I'm like, bro, you are fucking stupid. That's why we call you simps, because you are foolish, bro. You know, I looked up the word simp in the dictionary. It said a foolish person, meaning that you can fall for traps very easily. That's why they called Shannon Sharpe a simp. You feel what I'm saying? That's why they called, you know, he just got food very easily and fell into the trap very easily. You feel what I'm saying? You know, somebody came by my channel and said, Shannon Sharpe is a simp. Yeah, he is. Stupid, bro. He lost a lot of money behind that shit, bro. Over a piece of ass. You know? And that's what you gotta do, man. Stay away from that simp shit. You know, don't let women use you to start their own thing. Like what's his name was a huge simp, man. Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons, he started a clothing line called Fat Farm a while back, right? And then he got married to Kimora Lee, and then he got her started with Baby Fat, and her shit was more popular than his. Next thing you know, they're getting a divorce. Like, bro, you always keep women dependent on you, bro. When they start like asking for like a business of their own and stuff, don't fund that shit, bro. Like, say no, I'm not gonna like, so you can fucking just get your own money started and then leave me when the money gets good. No, I'm good with that. You say no. If they don't want to stick by your side because you said no, you know, then let them leave. Because I'm not gonna fucking start a business where you got your money and then all of a sudden you don't need me no more. All of a sudden, the phone calls start slowing up. The text messages start slowing up. like, bro, you seen it coming 100 miles away, right? Like, you can't be that fucking stupid, bro. You seen that shit coming from 100 miles away, and you still kept doing it. Yeah, you are a simp, bro. You are a simp. Because all you had to do was say, nope, you got to depend on me for money. You know, as soon as that bread and butter get good on her end, she's going to kick you to the curb, man. This is what I've been, like, looking at on, like, some of these Thai channels, right? These Thailand story channels. And a lot of guys are going over there falling for the okie doke, bro. Because these women are very good actors, man. They pretend to nurture and care for you and pretend that they love you and say I love you and all that other stuff. A lot of these guys been invisible here in the Matrix for so long. You know what I'm saying? That they get over there, they don't know how to control themselves around beautiful women. You gotta have discipline around beautiful women, bro. You have to, or you'll go broke. Even if she's pretty, it don't matter. Don't spend all your money on her. You can spend a little bit, you know, buy her a few things, a Gucci purse or something like that, or some shades, but don't go broke doing it. A lot of the times you're gonna be saying no, like no, it's not shopping day yet. We go shopping once a month. I take you to the mall once a month, get you what you need and stuff like that, and then that's it. Don't go shopping every goddamn weekend and shit. You'll end up broke. Just because she's pretty and stuff, you want to spend money on her. You'll go broke yourself, and then she'll leave you. So it's important, guys, to even be disciplined around beautiful women, because you'll go broke. And a lot of guys, they lose all discipline. They spending their whole entire life savings over there on those women, bro. Dudes are going broke, going into the poorhouse. Running through their savings, just spending, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they're supposed to be out there on retirement. So a lot of guys are going homeless and going broke out there because they're spending all their money on these young hot tenderonis. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're a guy that's heading overseas, you gotta be aware of these traps. A lot of these females be setting up for you and shit, man. Don't be out there being simping and shit and just desperate like a motherfucker, bro. Because they'll take advantage of that. And they know that you are invisible and your own over there. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're there, because you are invisible here in the Matrix. Now, these are older guys than me, bro. They're around 65 and 70 and shit. So, of course, yeah, they're going to be fucking invisible to young females. Like me, I'm not 100% invisible. I'm not 100% invisible to young females because I got the body game, I'm still yoked. You can still be yoked at 45. There's a whole lot of bodybuilders that are out there still, still buff and shit. But you can't be buff at 65, bro, or 60. It's just like, no, that's the end of your physical right there. You say you can be a buff even at 50, bro, but 65, that's the end of your physical genetics. You won't be attractive no matter how much you work out at 65. That's the end right there. Yeah, you could be kind of shredded at 65, but it still ain't gonna be the same as you was when you was in your 40s. You feel what I'm saying? Because even at 40, you're physically attractive if you work out and maintain a decent diet and shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta maintain that. I know that for years, man. It's just you gotta maintain. That's why I'm so like working out at least 4 or 5 times a week. Maintain that physical physique, man, because that's what draws women to you. Is your physical physique. And once that goes, they go. Like this one guy told me a while back, he was like, once you give up, they give up. Which is true. Hold on a second, man. Okay, shit. Can't see my, you know what I'm saying? But I know as long as I maintain my weight, I'll do okay with females, Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta work out. I'm talking too much. You guys have a good day. I'm out, man. Peace. Bless.